House Targaryen, a dynasty born of fire and blood, a family whose rise to power reshaped Westeros forever, but whose downfall was written in flames. The Targaryen story begins on the volcanic island of Dragonstone, far from the Seven Kingdoms, where they lived in exile, their ancestors dragon lords who could command the power of the very beasts of legend. In 1 AC, Aegon III Targaryen, known as Aegon the Conqueror, emerged from exile, bringing dragons to the battlefield. With Balerion, Vhagar, and Meraxes, Aegon united the Seven Kingdoms, carving a new destiny for his family with fire and blood. Aegon's conquest was swift and brutal. Cities were reduced to ash, armies shattered, and kingdoms forced to bow before the Targaryen dynasty. With the Iron Throne as his prize, Aegon's reign began a new era for House Targaryen. House Targaryen's power grew with Aegon, but it was his two sisters, Visenya and Rhaenys, who ensured the family's strength. Together, they wielded dragons, swords, and strategy, securing their legacy in Westeros. But with great power comes great responsibility. When Aegon died, the Targaryen dynasty passed to his son, Aenys III Targaryen. Aenys struggled to maintain control, as his reign was marked by revolts and instability. Aenys was seen as weak, and the kingdom grew restless. His reign was beset by uprisings until the day his younger brother, Maegor the Cruel, seized the throne. Maegor, a Targaryen, known as Maegor the Cruel, ruled with terror. His reign was one of bloodshed, fear, and power. He crushed rebellions with brutal force, but his cruelty would leave scars that would never heal. But even Maegor's reign would be brought to an end by death, and with it, the throne passed to his nephew Jaehaerys III Targaryen, known as the Conciliator. Jaehaerys' reign was one of peace, restoring order after years of chaos. His wisdom and diplomacy healed the wounds of his house and the kingdom, earning him the title of the Conciliator. But peace, as always, was fleeting. A century after Aegon's conquest, the Targaryen dynasty was torn apart by civil war, the Dance of the Dragons. The Dance of the Dragons was a brutal conflict between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon II, a war of betrayal, blood, and dragonfire. As dragons clashed in the skies, the Targaryen bloodline was irrevocably damaged. Rhaenyra's death, followed by Aegon II's poisoning, left the throne in the hands of Rhaenyra's son, Aegon III. But the war had taken its toll. The Targaryens were no longer the mighty family they once were, and their dragons were almost entirely gone. Then came Aerys II Targaryen, the Mad King. His reign was one of madness, cruelty, and paranoia, leading Westeros to the brink of destruction. His reign ignited Robert's rebellion, led by Robert Baratheon, Eddard Stark, and others. Aerys was killed, and with him, the Targaryen dynasty fell from grace. In exile, Daenerys Targaryen would rise as the last of her house. Her dragons would return, and with them, a chance for the Targaryen legacy to be reborn. Daenerys' quest to reclaim her birthright took her across the Narrow Sea, where she freed slaves, conquered cities, and brought her dragons to bear once again. But her power came at a cost. Her rise ended in King's Landing, where her descent into madness culminated in the tragic loss of her life at the hands of Jon Snow. House Targaryen, a family forged in fire and blood, their legacy both magnificent and tragic. From dragons to ashes, their story remains one of the most powerful in all of Westeros.